Okay, we're gonna go over how to create a playlist. All right, this is important when it comes to if you want to do like scheduling, certain things to play at certain times. It's important when it comes to like your format of how your station sounds, all that stuff. This is what we're gonna go over right now. It's gonna cover things like how to set up your commercial, station IDs, all that deals with playlists and how you have it set up. So we're gonna go over how to actually set up a playlist, and I'll go over the different options in the playlist to kind of set up different things, and I'll explain it as I go along, how each thing you do can benefit your station. So let's go here to playlist. You want to click on playlist under auto DJ. When you go to playlist, it's already default playlist already created. You got heavy rotation, light rotation, standard rotation, station identification, top 10 countdown. Alright, if you look over here, I'll tell you the status of them. The first three, heavy, light, and standard, are actually enabled. And then the ones under intervals, this one right here, station identification, is disabled. And then the other one, weekly top 10 countdown, disabled. So you can actually, from this part right here, you can actually enable and all that by clicking on the buttons here. To enable. You can go in and edit playlists here. And you can delete a playlist. All the buttons are the same. If it's enabled, you click that button, it'll disable it. You know, so it's all the same. I'm gonna show you how to create one. Go up top here, click on create. All right. When you click on create, it's going to take you to the same exact page. First thing you want to do is you want to call it, make a title for it. So let's say you want to do weekly programming. Alright, so let's call this one, let's say you have a radio show that you're going to air. So let's call it radio show. Say if you have a radio show that's pre-recorded and you want to air. Alright, you put the name of the title in there. Matter of fact, let's not do this one, because this one I want to show you how to do a general rotation. Let's call this regular rotation, because I'm going to show you how to do a regular rotation. Alright, so you got regular rotation. The status you want it to be, you can have it disabled. Maybe you may not want to start it right now. Maybe you just want to set it up. Or you can have it enabled. If it's enabled, as soon as you put something in it, it's going to start, you know, playing it on your radio station. So if you want to take time to build your playlist, I will make it disabled. But we're going to do enable for the purpose of this training. Alright, it gives you different types of playlists. Is it going to be a general rotation? Meaning it's just going to play like, you know, anytime you don't have anything scheduled, it's going to just go ahead and play. It gives you the option if it's going to be something scheduled. Meaning, is it something that you're going to have played at a certain time, whether it be one time, daily, weekly, monthly? Is it going to be interval? That simply means that something's going to play maybe every 5 songs, every 15 minutes. Or something's going to play immediate, meaning as soon as something goes into this playlist, play it immediately. Alright, for the purpose of this training, for this video, for the purpose of this playlist I should say, I'm going to make it a general rotation. Alright, then it's going to access playback order. You want it random, shuffle? Do you want it to be sequential order? Because when you put the music in this playlist, it's asking, do you want us to go through this folder and just pick stuff random and play it in general rotation? Or do you want us to play it in the order that it was put in there? Alright, for the purpose of this playlist, we're going to make it random shuffle. Alright, this right here is a playback weight. Okay, playback weight, it simply explains it. 1 is the lowest, 20 is the highest. How often do you want something in this folder to play? Do you want to play a lot more than others? You make it closer to 20. If you want to play like average, about 10, 11, 12. If you want to play not as often, less frequently. Okay, so let's go ahead and make this average. Alright, now you're going to say, well, when do you want this playlist to be active? This is important as far as if you have like radio stations, normal radio stations, or they call terrestrials, they may have like prime time where people like rush hour traffic, morning rush, stuff like that. So you may say on this particular playlist, you may want to have it play, you know, during a time frame where you have a lot of listeners. So you can say I want this to be active from, let's say 9 in the morning until, let's say 12 noon. Now everything you put in this playlist Now everything you put in this playlist, this folder here, this playlist is going to be, will play between 9 and 12. All right. You click save. It's going to save it for you, and you're going to see it right there, regular rotation. So now it is a playlist that you can add music to. All right. Let me show you how to do this one. Let's say if you have a playlist, you have a program, a weekly program or a daily program that like a radio show, and you want to basically schedule it to play every day of the week at a certain time. Let's call this radio program. All right. And we want this one to be enabled. Maybe you want to have, again, maybe if you want to enable it, if you want it to play immediately, or if you want to have time to play, you know, create your playlist, you want to disable it. We're going to make this one scheduled because we want this to play at a certain time. All right. You saw that when we did schedule, it took away some options. Let's go back here. When you select schedule, it took away the option right there. All right. Now it's going to ask you about the schedule. So it's going to say, well, when do you want this to start? The beautiful thing about this option is, let's say if you have a radio show that you want to start a certain day of the week, but you're not going to be available to basically queue it up. So you can go up, put the scheduled date in. So let's say, let's do July, let's say 20th. And let's make it 2000. This right here is 2000. It's got 10, 11, 12. So it's going to say 2014. All right. Another way you can do it too, if you don't want to do the drop down, this little box right, if you select it, it brings up a calendar. So you can select the day. That's going to say, okay, what time do you want this radio program to play? This time right here actually is saying at this time, whatever you put in this playlist will play. So let's say we want it to be 3 p.m. That's a good time. All right. Now it's asking us, is this a one-time thing? Do you want to repeat the schedule? Is it one time, or here's some other options. Maybe you want to play every day at 3 o'clock starting on the 20th. Maybe you want to play once a week. Maybe once a month. Or maybe it's a yearly type of broadcast like Christmas or a holiday type thing where you're going to go ahead and pre-record it now and upload it, and you want it to play on that holiday. So those are the options. Let's make this a weekly broadcast. Now it's saying on the weekly, what day of the week is it going to play? All right. If you notice here, it says right here, if you want to make it multiple days, you can hold control. So let's say if you want to play Sunday. Let's say if you want to play Wednesday. And you want to do it again Friday. Just hold control down and select days. For the purpose of this, I'm just going to make it one day. Let's say it's just Sunday. All right. Now it's asking me playback style. Do you want to play every single track that you put in this playlist in order? It says, do you want to play random tracks and shuffle it? Or do you want to play just one track from this folder? Now, this type of playlist you can actually use if you want to do scheduling your radio station where you play, for example, different genres of music at certain times of the week. It may not be something you want to play every single day. Let's say Sundays at 3 o'clock. If I wanted to make this go to maybe like jazz format for a few hours, you can use this type of playlist for that. You can also use, like I said, for radio programming. For the purpose of this particular training video, we're going to do it as radio programming. So we're going to say we want to play one file, and now it's asking. So do you want to play to completion or to a stop time? If you have a radio station, you want to keep your strict format of everything starting on the hour. And if you're not sure if that file is going to be longer than an hour or longer than 30 minutes or whatever, you can select this right here and put a stop time in. Say if you only want it to go 30 minutes. What will happen is after 30 minutes, it'll automatically stop this program and go back to your regular rotation. Or it gives you the option here. Do you want to go ahead and stop if something else is scheduled to play? So if you have something where if you're doing really tight programming, where you're having something scheduled every single hour on the hour, that's how you're going to run your station, you want to select this one, because what will happen is it'll automatically stop it, this program, whatever's in this playlist, to play whatever else is scheduled. Okay, so for the purpose of this training, we're going to go ahead and say we want to stop time on it. Once we do that, save it, and now it is there. Okay. And let's see, and that's basically, like I said, how you create playlists. There's other options you can do inside the playlist. You can create interval. This is good if you're doing commercials. For example, call this playlist commercial. You want to be enabled, and then you can say how often you want that commercial to play. Every 20 songs you want to play a commercial, every 10 songs you want to play a commercial, or let's say if you want to do something where it's not songs but minutes. So if you want to have a commercial play every 25 minutes in your station, you'll basically make the commercial folder, select the interval, select the time, how often you want it to play, and you select the option of playback style. Do you want to play something random track from the playlist, or you want to play everything in order? Usually if you're doing a commercial, something like that, you want to basically just play one. Unless you're going to do something where you're going to have like 4 commercials and you want to just go and play them all at once, you will select the option right there. But for the most part, one should be fine. And then once you go ahead and do that, you save it. And now that's your commercial playlist that you can add commercials to. All right. So as you look right here, we tell you what type it is. We have an interval. These are the standard ones that were already in there, general rotation. We have our radio program playlist. That's a schedule. We also have regular rotation, which is the one we created, which is general rotation. And we also have the one that was already there. This right here is station identification. It's set up as interval. You can go in here and edit any of these playlists. Once you create it, you can always go in and edit it by simply clicking this button right here next to the playlist. Click on edit and let you go into each of your playlists and kind of change it up if you want to. If you find that something's playing too often, not playing often enough, you can go in here and change it and just click save. Alright, that's how you create a playlist. If you want to know how to add content to the playlist, make sure you watch a tutorial on how to add music or content to your playlist, and that will show you how to go ahead and start adding content to the playlist you just created. Alright.